Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Nairobi Teacher with another video. Hope you're doing fantastically well because I am doing fantastically well, and thank you very much for showing love to my previous video. I really do not take that one for granted. And before we go any further, I have one request to make. Hit the like button. And also, if you have not subscribed and you always watch my videos, I think it's time you consider hitting that subscribe button. To my returning subscribers, as always, you guys always come back to watch my videos. I really appreciate the love and the support. Well, now we get started into this one. And I want to start with Rocio and family. And then I finish from some of Nyabohanse creators, or rather with some of Nyabohanse creators. But first things first, Rocio Cabrera. Okay, Rocio had an interview with her siblings and her parents. And that interview was kinda, okay, it was nice. I can say it was nice, it was good, but it got to expose some of the things that I think they exposed not deliberately. Okay, you know when you're saying things and then you don't know that you're exposing somebody when you are actually not supposed to expose. I think that was what was happening in that interview. And yes, there are a lot of things that were said there, but there is something specifically that I want to focus on, or rather to say that Romina said, and I was like, okay. So this is the question that Rocio asked, and I think it's best if I allow her to ask herself, and then you hear the answers that each family member was giving. Although I'm not so much concerned about the family members, all of them literally, but what Romina said, to be very specific, and that was in concern, that was about culture shock. She was asked about the culture shock, like what really shocks you while you are here in Kenya, some of the behaviors that you are not familiar with, they shocked you.
What are some of the culture shocks they've experienced since their arrival? Bueno, no estoy acostumbrada a ver por ahí los nenes trabajar tan de chiquititos. Acá es súper normal. Eso es allá, bueno, algunos chiquitos, algunos van a limpiar los vidrios. ¿Trabajar en qué sentido? O sea, que están vendiendo las cañas, vendiendo o cuidando a los nenes más chiquititos. Por ahí allá no se ve tanto eso. Pero acá es algo totalmente normal. Bueno, también lo mismo.
All right. Okay. Now you have what she said. I want to translate it, what she said, because I know the camera, probably the focus was not so good because it was too close, so the focus wasn't that great. Unfortunately, the camera person does not know how to zoom. I have shown the camera person how to zoom, but still. Well. So, this is what she said. One of the things that really shocked her, that is not happening in Argentina, is watching children working. Like, we have children who are working. You understand? So, this is what she said. There are some little ones, and then she said, so I'm going to clean glasses, like, okay, we have a lot of young children that are doing cleaning work, and some of these young children are even cleaning glasses. Now, I want to ask you all, which other place do you know that Romina saw children, young children, cleaning glasses if it was not at Marwas compound, or if it was not at Marwas glass house? So she literally told us, or rather she literally exposed Marwa for child labor without knowing that she's exposing Marwa. But anyway, it is not like she's exposing him for the first time. This is something that has been happening in that villa for a very long time. We even have a kid that lives there. What is the name of the kid? I think she's Anastasia or Anastasia, something like that. That kid literally works as a house help in the house. The work that she does is literally the same work that house helps usually do in other places, in homes and all that. And in compensation, or rather on what is happening is that she gets to work as a house help, and then her school fees gets to be paid. You understand? Even when now, at the moment, when you look what most people are doing and what that girl is doing, that girl, because now the schools have been, kids are on holiday, she's working now, I think, as a babysitter in combination with a house help. You understand? So when Romina saw that, those are some of the things that literally shocked her. And when Rocio realized what Romina had said, she asked a question, but this question she asked was in Spanish, and it's very unfortunate I didn't get to hear the question, but immediately Romina laughed it off, like and then she added something else to kind of dismiss the cleaning of the glass part. Now, there are some little ones, and then she laughed, saying some are going to clean glasses. And then Rocio asked, work in what sense? That they are not? Or when Romina said we have other small kids that are cleaning glasses and all that, and then Rocio asked, in what sense? So that is when Romina knew she's messed up. So she corrected her statement and said, we have other kids that are selling sugar cane. Okay. Is it true there are kids selling sugar cane? Yes, it is very, very true. Where have we seen these small children selling sugar cane? At Marwas compound. That is where they go, and then they sell the sugar cane at Marwas compound. Where are they cleaning these glasses? At Marwas compound. All of these things that they are talking about are things that are happening at Marwas compound. Now, these people, they want to make it look like it's okay to do it, like it's not something wrong, like it's normal, this is something that should be done. No, it is not okay, it is not normal, it's not right. Okay? Especially for somebody who at this level of exploration, Marwa has explored the world. Rocio, on the other hand, has also explored the world. These are people who know how to differentiate between right and wrong. These are people who know that child labor, when we do this is child labor. They know the boundaries between making a child. There is a difference between making a child responsible and child labor. These people, they know the difference. Okay? So I know we have some parents, okay? We have some parents that do subject their children to child labor because they have no choice. Remember, there is a very big difference between parents who have choices and parents who have no choices, and kids who are driven by circumstances to become laborers. You understand? But for Marwa, somebody who has money, somebody who is educated, somebody who has explored the world, he has walked, right? He told us we don't have passport. That is what they said. We don't have passport. All we do is sit down and criticize. Why don't we walk? Okay, we cannot walk. How do you want us to walk? We don't have passports to do that. So we are here seated and criticizing you, telling you that you should know better as someone who is educated, as someone who understands how the society is treating minors. You should not make these people that are coming from Argentina, you understand, these people are coming from Argentina, and Marwa and Rocio, because they are overworking these minors, They are making it look like it is okay to have children working, you understand, for them. And okay, why am I criticizing this so much? It's because these things, you see, bad behavior, just like good behavior, is transferable. You can transfer bad behavior and you can also transfer good behavior. So what is happening here? They are transferring that bad behavior to these people that are new and are coming. Okay, assuming somebody like Romina now gets married to Gitiriba, okay? Assuming gets married to Gitiriba, what will Romina do? Romina will see, oh, there is a culture here where children, young children can be used to work. So she will also follow the tradition, thinking that it is okay for children to work for adults here in Kenya. Because they have made it look like it is totally fine, it's totally okay. That is how they are making it look like. Instead of like showing them that, okay, for us, we have traveled the world, we've explored the world, we are educated, we do not need cheap labor from children, or we do not need to exploit children in the name of, because I am paying your school fees, you have to become a nanny in my compound. That is what Marwas kids are, nannies. You know, they are nannies. Not Marwas kids, but the kids that are working at Marwa in the name of being sponsored with education. They are working as nannies, they are cleaning classes, work that needs, here in Kenya we have people, okay, who have employed people to do such things, to do such work. You don't even have to use a minor for that. Okay, leave alone babysitting. We can say that babysitting, okay, a child can babysit another child, a child can look after another child. That is totally fine, it's totally okay when the parents are busy and things like that. But that is not what is happening in that compound. That girl is literally like a slave. You understand? Now, I'm leaving alone that point. There is another point that I want to take you all across. When Rocio, not Rocio, they asked about the type of food that they like, and other than the type of food, can Romina get married to a Kenyan and things like that? Now, this is the response. Okay, first things first, I want to tell Rocio that Rocio, please, we do not have anything that is called Kumawiki in Kenya. Okay, we know you are learning all these things, guys. It's very difficult to, but I do understand her in that manner. I do understand her, but the meaning of that word is very heavy. So for the Kenyans in the house that are in the house, tell me vegetable that is called kumawiki. Okay, Sukuma wiki is a vegetable. It's basically kales. It's called sukuma wiki in Swahili. But when Rocio said kumawiki, it totally gives it a complete different meaning. Basically, it means a female genital. You understand? But again, I cannot blame her for that. I know it is not her thing, but yeah.
El amor se puede encontrar en cualquier parte del mundo. O sea, me puedo casar acá, no puedo casar en cualquier otra parte del mundo. Pero con reglitas. Okay, this is all the questions. Most of the questions were repeating themselves. So I made a resume of them. I hope you like their questions. Is their opinion. Don't take anything personal here. Let people express. Experiences are unique for every single person. When you travel to a place, you can like things, you can dislike others. So that is part of the experience of getting to know something that is new, that is very unusual for you, and something that you see for the first time. So don't take anything personal, please, because it's just their opinion. It's just 1 week here and they haven't seen anything yet. They've only seen a little bit of Nairobi and we
Okay, so ladies and gents, there is also another thing that Rocio brought up, and do you all remember there was this time when they were in Argentina and they were opening YouTube channels for everybody? Okay, that is what Marwa has always been doing, of course, even when he was here in Kenya. He meets you, okay, let's open a YouTube channel. He goes to, even when he was traveling around Africa, you host him in a house, let's open a YouTube channel for you. He doesn't care about, like, okay, what is your passion? What do you want? You know, there are some people that maybe they're not interested with the YouTube channels. Maybe they are completely, they just want to live their life without involving other people. They are those type of people. So when Mara was in Argentina, he was like, okay, Rocio, we can open a YouTube channel for your sister, we can open for your brother, we can open for your niece and all that. So they went ahead and opened a YouTube channel for Ian. Do you all remember Ian? And then they also went ahead and opened a YouTube channel for Rocio's sister, that is Romina. Of course, she was not interested in opening a YouTube channel. She was pushed into opening a YouTube channel. So when Rocio was asking her a question, I really laughed at the response that she gave, because she was like, you know what? For me, going around and being like, what's up guys, how are you everybody? That is not my cup of tea, that is not my thing. Okay? She doesn't want to do that. They were pushing her to do that. And I want you to see her response yourself. Okay? And this tells you a lot, yeah? Remember, even there is the guy, what was the boy's name? I think it was Ian or something, Ian, yeah? They also opened a YouTube channel for him. I don't think if he even posts there anymore. They don't. And again, what this Marwa and Rocio, the girlfriend, fail to understand is this. When Marwa met Rocio, Marwa of course was a YouTuber, totally understandable, having YouTube channels, working around, this is what he's been doing, right? And Rocio, on the other hand, is someone who has also been desperate in her life to get that life of fame. She's been singing in the streets of Mexico and all that, wherever, you understand? So for her, doing content completely aligns with what she wanted to do in life. She wanted to do music and all that. Of course, all that requires cameras in your face every single time, just like here, reaction. There is no way I can wake up and tell my wife, now you have to start doing reaction. Or I come here now that I'm in the village, I meet my auntie, start doing reaction. In fact, I think I should even recruit my cousins. Hi, Kuzo, do you want to do reaction videos, okay? They have good money, do reaction videos. We went to school with you. What are you doing now? Don't worry, I will open a YouTube channel for you to start doing videos, okay? You don't care about what other people want. What you want, okay, what is working for you, you believe that it will also work for other people. No, the world does not work out that way. Now, listen to
eternamente acá en Kenia, ¿no? Por el resto de mi vida, pero no. Me gustaría seguir en mi Argentina y de vez en cuando volver a pasear a Kenia. Porque me gusta mucho el clima, ni frío ni calor. Es hermoso. Es hermoso el clima y es lo que me gusta más. Odio el frío, así que estaría muy bien acá.
¿Es Romina making some content for her channel? No, no estoy haciendo. No me siento cómoda. No, a veces no sé qué decir. Hay que hablar un montón y yo no soy hablar tanto. Entonces lo dejé, pero la verdad que me siento un poco incómoda. ¡Wow! No, todavía no me acostumbro. Igual no está cerrado del todo, así que por ahí capaz que en un momento cuando me anime a hacer un poquito más, puedo seguir.
Yeah, so basically that is not her life. They're forcing her to live a life. They were forcing her to live a life that is not hers. So she said, me, I tried. Okay, the way she said it, it was funny. Like, I personally laughed. Like, yeah, this is not her thing. Why? Because it's working for you, so you think it will also work for her. And the boy, I think the boy was the one that was called Ian. I haven't checked and see what the boy said, but I believe the boy also stopped doing content. He no longer does content. Now, there is also another thing that Romina was asked if she can live here in Kenya, and she said, okay, maybe not. I don't know if it was one way of Rocio trying to, how do I put it? I'm looking for a proper way to put it. I think it's one way of Rocio trying to kind of introduce her or see her perspective on living in Kenya, because we all know Gitiriba has some eyes on her. Mayugno has some Range Rover on her. And of course, Rocio wants what's best for her sister. And what's best than living with a person who has made it in life. Who has made it in life? Nyobohanse YouTubers, of course. They can be, their entire... once you are a YouTuber in Nyobohanse and you are like a slicking Marwa every single time, of course, you will be financed by the subscribers, the marriage, the proposal, everything, honeymoon, everything, totally everything. So Rocio definitely wants that for the sister, and probably that is why she raised the question. But Romina said something, and that really tells a lot. Because when she was cornered with that question, she said, I don't want to be controlled. I don't want to be told what to be doing. Even if I get married here in Africa, I wouldn't want to be in a place where I'll be told what I should be doing every single time. You understand? So Rocio was basically, Romina was basically trying to say she doesn't want to live the kind of life that Romina doesn't want to live the kind of life that Rocio is living. That is how it sounded to me. Because otherwise, why would she say that? I fail to understand. Not like I fail to understand, I actually get it. I know why she said that. It's because she knows that Marwa has always been advocating for polygamy, okay? And then, when Marwa has been advocating for polygamy, obviously he shares it on his YouTube channel. So obviously these people are watching the channel there in Argentina. So first thing that Romina said, I don't want a person who is going to marry many wives. I don't. I want somebody who it is just me and me alone. And then another thing that she said is, okay, I think I better put this one. I hope I really hope the translation that is being put here is what they are actually saying in Spanish. I really hope so. Play.
Thank you so much, Rocio, my brother, my sister. Thank you so much, Marwa. Thank you so much, family. Our life is...
Ask Romina if she could consider getting married in Kenya or Africa like you. Considering is different from what she used to.
Sí, o sea, me puedo casar en cualquier parte del mundo, siempre manteniendo una regla. A mí no me gusta compartir. No me gusta compartir, no me gusta que me estén mandando. Así que, o sea, el amor se puede encontrar en cualquier parte del mundo. O sea, me puedo casar acá, me puedo casar en cualquier otra parte del mundo. Pero con reglitas. Okay, this is all.
So you hear that? You hear that? According to Romina, yes, she can get married in Africa or in Kenya. However, she's not going to tolerate polygamy or disrespect. Now that raises the question, okay? if somebody apparently, according to how, the English version of this, the Rocio was the one that was interpreting. So I'm only assuming that what she was interpreting was the actual thing that Romina was saying. So she says that if the person that she's married to introduces a rule that she doesn't like, she walks away. What else? If the person is polygamy, she walks away. What else? Or share, I don't like being told what to do. She's an independent woman, does not like what to be told. Okay, if she gets married to Gitiriba, now that is going to be a problem. If she gets married to Mayugno, now that is worse. Hey. Remember, Mayugno, since Mayugno got married, he's had two failed marriages. The first wife that she was lying to people she's not married to, and then the one that she never introduced on camera officially, but she was lying to people. I'm a single father, blah, blah, blah. Nonsense, okay? We know that. Now, the second one that she introduced then the one that left. What is her name? I think something Vienna or something. I've forgotten her name. That one. And now Romina might probably be the third one. Question is Romina going to tolerate being disrespected while sleeping and enjoying in the Range Rover? It's about now this Range Rover. Rocio cries in the back of a Mercedes Benz. Now Romina is supposed to be crying in the back of a Range Rover. Is she going to allow that to happen? According to her, she does not care about materialistic things, and that tells you who she is. Because I remember how much that guy by the name Blue Ocean tried so hard to get to Romina, but he never succeeded. He donated money. Marwa kept on, hey, Romina, Blue Ocean, come, we can become brothers. You marry Romina and I'm with Rocio and all that. It never worked. So that tells you one thing. Romina is completely different. Her character is a bit different from Rocio's character. She's not materialistic type of person. She's a person who values herself, who actually even understands herself, and she's ready to go all the way to get whatever she wants to get without compromising. You understand? Anyway, let me leave now that alone. Okay, guys, there is more drama in Bohanse because that is the land of drama. Okay, Bushman dude has given a warning to one of his neighbors who is stealing doves and hiding them. Of course, who are the neighbors that have been having problems with Bushman dude? Nasto and the wife. Imagine Nasto just chilling in his house and then he hears, you are stealing doves. Okay guys, I'm sorry, but I strongly feel like Bushman dude is a total troublemaker. You understand? That guy, when he uploads content and then it gets to a point where people are not watching the videos that he's uploading, he just creates a story. He just creates something to get those views. He just creates a drama out of nowhere. So today he did a video sending a warning to Nasto the neighbor, because Nasto is the neighbor, Marwa is the other neighbor, and Mayugno is the other neighbor. So technically he's never had a problem with Mayugno. I don't think so. He's never also had a problem with Marwa. Or maybe it's Marwa who is stealing the doves. Probably, because Marwa is the one who has a lot of those birds. So apparently, according to him, the birds are going to the compound of this good neighbor. But the good neighbor, instead of saying, oh, yo, Bushman dude, your birds came to my compound and then I have brought them back to you, the neighbor confiscates the birds and makes the birds to belong to him. Now, let us hear from the horse's mouth himself. Bushman dude. Okay, guys. But I don't know why, but I feel like he was directing this message to none other than Nasto. And I really hope Nasto is not going to give him the attention that he's craving for. You understand? I really hope Nasto is not going to give him that attention that he's craving desperately for. Remember how he became dramatic about Nasto's wife throwing dirt in his farm and all that, and of course, guys, I know some of you saying, oh, it's trespassing and things like that, but me, I will still continue to say, if I have a neighbor who will be bringing dust to my compound, to my farm, and that dust is chicken poo, you understand? That is manure to my farm. I will not in fact, I will be telling him, please make sure you sweep every single day. But again, people are completely different. We have others who just want to create drama for the sake of the views, and in this case, I'm sorry to say, but I feel like this guy is just looking for trouble everywhere that he goes for content. Now, take a listen. He said he's gonna castrate somebody. Let that sink in.
Yes, guys.
I want to show you this part.
You say sharing is caring, man. You know, I like sharing. Those are my doves, you know. I don't know what is it. Guys, tell me what do they say that who is a good neighbor? You know, there's this story I heard of, you know, someone was walking on the road and he met culprits, those bad people, and they were harmed, and then they knocked him, they did what, and then they threw him on the side of the road. And then there's a priest who was passing. And when he
Come on, shut up. That is a Bible story that he's giving. I want to skip about on that Bible story that he's giving of the Good Samaritan to the point where he's now warning the neighbor.
And he told him the guy.
No, still that. It's still that part. Let's go further and see where he's warning the person who is stealing his birds.
Just around here. And they're just people from around here, you know.
Okay, we'll go back.
I come back. I think they're hiding them, but I just say, like, those are small things, you know. Small things does not matter to me, you know. But what matters to me is what is inside me, and the air that I breathe, all these blessings that I see, So a good neighbor is the one who, when you see someone's things, you report or you take it back, So I've realized there's been so many theft around here, and they're just people from around here, neighbors, good neighbors. So that's why sometimes, and I know them and I realize, but I just tend to be like, just take it. But one day when I hold someone, when I'll catch him here, when I catch him here, he will know I'll castrate his balls, I'll castrate them. So that he know that, you never steal from a person who does not take things from someone. Just want to share and see who is a good neighbor. A good neighbor is the one who sees, your cow or whatever is eating someone's maize and remove it and you tie it somewhere. That's a good neighbor. But if someone will just leave it, like, let it eat, and what does it benefit you? So people are just that way, hypocrites, some character that does not add up, and I choose to have boundaries. So until we see who is a good neighbor.
Okay, so he has chosen to have boundaries until he identifies who is a good neighbor. So apparently this neighbor has been keeping his birds. The birds will go to his compound, and instead of the neighbor giving back the bird, the neighbor is keeping the bird for himself. And he's been sent a warning. If he continues doing this kind of behavior, he will be castrated. Okay. Is this really necessary? This is funny, But I strongly believe that this is not really necessary. I don't even think that this is actually happening. And the reason why I'm saying this, it's because this guy has a tendency of provoking neighbors. And other than just provoking neighbors, okay, there are some instances probably where neighbors can provoke him, but how he handles it is what really, does not even make a lot of sense. He kinda exaggerates things, takes things to places. He is not that type of person who will say, okay, this has happened, let's address it one-on-one before we go on camera and tell subscribers. But instead, he chooses to tell the subscribers whatever problem is happening at his compound, instead of him going to the said neighbor and solving the problem with the said neighbor. You understand? So with this kind of scenario, it will make you think twice, like, is it really okay? Why just you? Why are you the only person who is having problems? Like, neighbors are always provoking you, neighbors are always stealing from you. You might be the problem also. You should think about that. I'm not telling him to think about that, but that is actually the kind of vibe that is coming when all the neighbors are problematic. He was having problems with this neighbor. There was a problem with Fellow the Boy to an extent. I think the story ended in police station where Fellow the Boy had to arrest him because he was cutting Fellow the Boy's maize. He just woke up and decided to cut maize at a particular place. In fact, you would think he's going to construct a shrine at that particular place because it was kind of targeted, rounded place. So there was a problem. Fellow the Boy went, reported the matter to the police. The police again sent him to the agricultural officer and things like that. I don't know how the story went because it's at that moment when I stopped temporarily doing videos, so I don't know how the story went. But there was Fellow the Boy, there was Nasto, until he constructed, I think he called it the wall of China or something. This guy is just dramatic. You understand? This guy and David Jr., I think this guy and David Jr. should be friends. Who else thinks that? I think this guy and David Jr. should become, in fact, not just friends, but very good friends because of how they are behaving. They are always looking for content from other... Okay. You know why I'm laughing? I wanted to say they are always looking for content from other people, and then I realized that is what we are always being accused of. We are looking for content from other people. Oh my. But it's not in that context anyway. For him and David Jr., they don't look for content from other people in good light. You understand? Like, not for them it's about exploitation. You understand? It's about exploiting other people. That is why I'm saying they are always looking for content from other people. So for them it's more of exploitation than helping. And speaking of which, there is also another part of the video that I want to play for you here, where anyway, I don't even need to go there. I think I'll do that in another. That one is because it's kinda really long, so I will do it in a separate video. I don't want this video to be more than 42 minutes. So actually I'll be checking what the time is now. And then yes, I'm about to end. So if I start, that story is not short, it's a longer story. So I'll basically do it in another video. I have like 3 minutes to go. So to summarize this is that okay, Bushman dude knows his audience. He knows what the audience wants to hear. You see, he's not been getting views. When I look at his channel, he's not been getting views. It's the channel has been quite dormant for some time. The last time he got a lot of views was when he did a video with Fellow the Boy and saying, I won't apologize anymore. My missing items after I don't know. That is the Fellow the Boy incident where they had problems with Fellow the Boy and one thing led to another and all that. I don't want to go back there. But when you look from there, the views have not been viewing. The views have been struggling. You understand? So what he does is create a drama. He creates a topic that he knows will attract people like, yo, okay, everybody wants to see. Now what is happening? On this one we want to see. So for him, his type of, everybody in Nyabohanse has his type of niche, has his type of content. David Jr., I had to call the police. The police are here. I was attacked and things like that. So it's like everybody in Nyabohanse, they have a way that they present their content, knowing that if they do this, their audience will click on the video. So that is what Bushman Dude was banking on, and it worked because as you're speaking, the video is 1K and the other videos were barely 500 views, 300 views and things like that. So for me, I really do not believe that there is any neighbor who is stealing these doves and things like that. I don't think if Nasto is doing something like that, or Marwa, because Nasto and Marwa and Mayugno, those are the neighbors, but neighbors that are keeping birds, I think it's probably Nasto and Marwa. So he knows that people will think it's Marwa or people will think it's Nasto, but most people will obviously think it's Nasto. So he knows that, and that is why he's not going to mention any names. He's not going to say neighbor so and so, because he wants people to speculate, just like I have speculated. You understand? So that is what he's feeding his audience on. And yes, people will come to watch and see which neighbor is this. Is it Marwa? Is it Nasto? Is it who? You understand? Anyway. Well. So I guess that will be it for this video of the day. I really do not take you for granted for taking your time to watch this video up to this point. If you have not liked the video, please consider doing so. I will really appreciate if you hit that click button where you hit the like one, and then you also subscribe. And to my returning subscribers, my moderators, my members of the channel, the people who are always first in the comment section, I appreciate you. Bye bye, and I'll hope to be seeing you in the next video. Cheers.